Ken, are you still okay? Hello, everyone. Okay, thank you for that thumbs up. Okay, I have to discuss further on here. I have to specify clarity of focus, expanded opportunity. There are people who are going to get the right answers here. It's a good thing that you have to consider appropriate strategies for students. That's a form of expanded opportunity. Extension of time is a form of uh, is a form of uh, expanded opportunity. Uh, Knowing your students' learning style is another expanded opportunity. Okay. High expectation for all to succeed. Teachers should establish high challenging standard performance in order to encourage students to engage deeply. Okay. Do not settle for mediocrity. It is always better to come out with your comfort zone and be ready to fail and learn afterwards. It's somewhat failing forward. Okay. Teachers should always remind their students to do their best in everything that they do. Okay. Teachers should encourage students to engage in high challenging standard performance. Okay. That's the reason that we have to put it in an outcomes-based system. The teacher must set standards to the students to be achieved in order to improve their capacities. Setting standards, very good thing that you have mentioned standards. Okay, standard again. Okay, design down from your ultimate culminating outcome. Okay, constructive alignment. I have to discuss this one. This is design down because not clear. Uh, Constructive alignment also not clear. I have to discuss it to you. This one, more discussion here. Okay na na. Parang, asa naman yung uban ani? Wala na. Okay. Number 6 is for lesson 2. So, I think I have to focus on the question on number 1. There's no problem about it. That's clear. You got it right. For number 2, I think there's no clear indicator of what is a curriculum checklist, but now you are clear with the curriculum checklist. Most likely you can differentiate the two. But I have to discuss clearly to you the clarity of focus, the four OBE principle. It must be clearly discussed. So that's the thing that we are going to start with. So, okay na ta? Ready na ta? Murag lamig naman siya paminahon. So before we're going to work these things out, let's try to have this situation. Applying those principles that you have mentioned. I want naklaro ninyo ang kuan, ang situation, pre-activity. Hello. I want Miss Sinangote. Si Sinangote naman ako makita dere permi. I want Miss Sinangote to read the situation. Okay, it's your floor, Miss Sinangote, to read the situation.
The findings of the course monitoring revealed that 90% of the BSEd 3 students taking the Prof-Ed TSC failed in the course. The dean instructed the chairperson to re-evaluate the course. It was found out that the students experienced difficulty in designing a course syllabus as their course outcome. On the other hand, it was also found out that the teacher was focused in discussing the lessons just to cover everything in the course. which resulted in a slight improvement in students' learning. Moreover, the teacher asserted that the students hate the course and majority of them failed in all paper and pencil tests.
Okay. Try to look at what happened in this course. There's a question there. As a student, who is to blame? The teacher or the students? Why? Anybody would like to volunteer? Or Miss Silangote, what do you think? Who is to blame?
The students, sir,
The student? Why is it that the student? Okay, that's your position. There's no problem about it. Okay, okay.
because we all know that from the start of a class, teachers give us course syllabus on her students. This
Mm-hmm.
syllabus serve as a guide on both students and the teachers. Through this syllabus, students will know what the course all about, why is it taught, why is it go, where is it going, and what will be the required um, for them to be successful in the lesson.
Okay,
So I must say it's the fault of the students why they failed in a particular subject because at the first place they already know what does the instructor expected to them, which is stated on the syllabus.
okay, okay. Thank
Although
you.
the teacher,
Okay, okay.
although the
Continue.
teacher focus, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Proceed.
Although the teacher focus only in discussing the lesson just to cover everything in the course, it's the student's responsibility to work hard to study the lesson and give what the teachers expect to them in order to be successful in the lesson, sir.
Okay, okay. That's a good position, Miss Silangote. Thank you. That's a very nice answer. It's uh,
Thank you, sir.
it's nice to hear students really giving their answers and taking their positions that in this situation is the student who is somehow need to improve himself or herself. Anybody would like to answer that it's the fault of the teacher? Okay. Somebody who will volunteer that, sir, it's the fault of the teacher. Kinsa may akong tawagon si nang lalaki pod o dahil si Ayan Espera. Ayan, uh, sayang man kayo sa sinangguti ni answer to. Yeah. Position niya is the students. So in your probably how about the teacher? What do you think? Is he or she will not be blamed on this? Okay, what is your position about it? Ayan Espera, Mr. Ayan. Ayan, can you hear me, Ayan? Ayan, is Ayan? Can you hear me, Mr. Ayan Espera?
Sir,
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, very good. So what will be your position on this? Was it be the teacher who will be blamed on this context or this situation?
yes, sir. Maybe
What is
because
uh,
maybe that is, sir.
okay? Proceed. Kindly proceed. Kindly answer now.
So,
Okay, we can hear you.
so some, so some of the teachers, sir, would be to blame because the students depend on them on how they delay.
Okay. Ayan, are you still there? O can
Sir,
anybody will help Ayan? Sige. Okay ra, hindi naman siya. Hindi naman it's a part of the formative assessment. There's no problem about it, Mr. Ayan. Anybody would like to help? Can you say kinsa man ni siya diri napita si uh, Horphilia? Okay. Mas maayos ni si Horphilia siguro. What do you think? Can we blame the teacher, Mr. Horphilia? Kindly unmute yourself, Mr. Horphilia. Can you see? Can you see one FM COVO? Wala rename.
Dilantar, sir.
Dilantar. Dilantar?
Troy Dilantar.
Troy Dilantar. Can you hear me, Mr. Troy Dilantar? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, very
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think that we
Um,
can blame the
hello,
teacher?
hello, sir.
Yes. So, do you think we can blame the teacher?
Hello.
Yes. We can hear you. Dilantar? Nawagtang man si Dilantar. So, Horvilia, what do you think? Mr. Horvilia, unmute lang nimo. Imong Horvilia, do you think that the teacher will be blamed here? The one who is not gone.
Yes, sir. Teacher, sir.
Why? Okay, let's get it on because it sounds like hinay siguro ang signal, but you can hear me. Klaro ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's try to read again. 90% of students failed in that class, and it's quite alarming. So therefore, the dean asked the chairperson to reevaluate the course. So what happens now is uh, na found out ni chairperson that the students experience in difficulty in designing a course syllabus as their course outcome. So probably si teacher di ay ang gusto ni teacher nga mahimong outcome sa mga student is to design a course syllabus. So design. Try to look at the verb design. Karon, what happened now is that the teacher is keep on discussing the lesson to cover everything. Wala lang, basta mahuman o sa lesson 1, following lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, and so on and so forth. Just to cover everything. At the end of the day, so ang strategy ni teacher was just simply covering the lesson, lecture. So ang gusto ni teacher, gusto niya nga makadesign ang students, makadesign ang estudyante og course syllabus at the end of the course. Pero, ang iyang strategy was just keep on discussing and keep on lecturing the student. At the end, what happened, the teacher, iyang assessment was only paper and pencil test. Now, let's try to go back again. Design. Ang strategy ni teacher is lecture. Ang assessment is paper and pencil
Paper and
test.
pencil test.
Try to look at these things. What happened now is that who is to blame? Is the student or is it the teacher? For me, we cannot blame the students, neither we can blame the teacher. But we can blame the lack of alignment. Anong lack of alignment, my dear student? Is because gusto nga outcome is to design a course syllabus. Pero the teacher is just keep on discussing, lecturing the student. Pagkahuman, nagpa-exam pa gyud siya og paper and pencil test. So do you think Do you think that when a student got perfect or gets perfect in the examination, sample ang examination nila is 1 to 100. So when the students got 100, 100 over 100, do you think that that student can design a course syllabus? Yes or no? Sige daw. Kung ang estudyante ma-perfect siya sa paper and pencil test nga na examination sa teacher nga 1 to 100, so ang score ni students is 100 over 100. Now, as a teacher, if the students got 100 over 100, do you think that that student is really good in designing a course syllabus? Yes or no? Who will answer? Unsa ka ha? Can I have Miss Ambi? Miss Ambi is around? Or Salor? Salor is around?
Sir,
Yes. With that situation, Miss Salor, do you think that ang estudyante ma-perfect siya sa score ng 100 over 100? Do you think he or she is really good in designing a course syllabus? Yes or no?
no, sir.
Nga naman, Miss Salor. Why is it? What is the reason?
Yeah. For example, sir, if the pencil and paper test is not really related to the in making the in designing a course syllabus, then how can she or he uh can be uh, perfectly or maka um, how can she construct
Design a syllabus.
perfectly design a course syllabus,
Syllabus.
sir?
Okay. So there's no relationship between getting perfect from a paper pencil test, which is a multiple choice test. No, most likely a paper pencil test is a multiple choice test. So, or an open-ended question. So, do you think if you got perfect there, does it mean that there's no relationship? The score of the student has no relationship with respect to the how well how well the students design the course syllabus? Yes or no, Miss Lor?
Pardon, sir?
Uh, do you think that when the students got perfect of the paper and pencil test, does it mean that he or she is really good in designing the course syllabus? Yes or no?
Sir, your voice is choppy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Nipilit di akong naong diha karon. My God. Okay. Do you think that when the students got perfect on the paper and pencil test, does it mean that the students is really good in designing the course syllabus?
No, sir.
No. Yes, it's really no. Because there's no such relationship that there's a performance task in the assessment. There's no clear performance of students showing how well the students design a course syllabus. Right? So,
Yes.
ah, klaro na to diha dapita. Kay in here, we cannot blame the students, we cannot blame the teacher, but we can blame for lack of alignment. Because
Alignment.
ang gusto ni teacher is mag-design og course syllabus. Pero
Yes.
ang iyang gibuhat in the teaching and learning activities, iyang gibuhat is only keep on discussing the lesson.
Discussing.
Nag-lecture na siya.
Yeah.
Pero ang iya pag yung gipa-exam sa bata para i-assess
Paper
niya kung
and pencil test.
oo, multiple choice test lang. So what will happen
Mm.
to the students then? So most likely, This is where we are going to do. Oh, this is where we are going to start. And this is what we are going to do. We need to what? We need to align the I. We need to align our outcomes. We need to align our teaching learning activities. And we need to align our assessment tasks. And where are we going to see those things? It's in our syllabus.
Syllabus.
So,
Yes.
kung magpa-design ka, so dapat ang i-submit ni student diha, it should be a complete syllabus. And there should be a checklist on how the syllabus is being performed or being designed. And it's being designed by the students. So, in this scenario, most likely, kaning 90% of students failed in the examination or in the course would likely to happen. Because ang outcome pa lang daan nga gusto ni teacher nga pa-design nun og syllabus, dili pod mao ang iyang assessment task nga iyang gibuhat para ma-determine niya if the outcomes are achieved or if the outcome is achieved. Because ang iyang gusto nga outcome is to design a course syllabus, but ang iyang gihimong assessment is paper and pencil test. So most likely, somehow there's a problem here in terms of alignment. So that's the reason that we have to design our course syllabus and we have to make it aligned. Ano? So, pangutana diha dapita. So sa idang term nga to, dapat di ay by that situation, we can say that the teaching learning activities should be aligned with the teaching learning activities and assessment task should be aligned with the
Learning
outcomes.
Passion.
outcomes.
So,
Learning.
klarohon nato no? Muna atong pinakaunang principle nga atong you have to accept. I have to go back, I have to emphasize it that it should be clear that the teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks should be aligned to the learning outcomes. So, mo ganay isuwat ninyo sa iyong notes diha that the teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks should be aligned to the learning outcomes. So, that's a basic principle in this course. So, mo ganay inyong dapat din ako i-memorize, but you have to internalize it because that's a basic principle in this course that we are taking. Now, allow me to continue. Thank you, Miss Salor. Have to go.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Okay. We are here now. We are now on uh, the heart of our lesson. Kumbaga, the main idea of our lesson. So, why do we need to make a syllabus? Most likely, we are now adopting an outcomes-based approach, and it's provided in CMO 46 Series 2012. You have to take note of this policy because it's a very important policy implemented by CHED. It was implemented last 2012. The policy standard to enhance quality assurance in the Philippine higher education through outcomes-based and typology-based quality assurance. Now, here comes the OBE principles. Because we are going to adopt the outcomes-based approach, and here comes the OBE principles. Okay. First, let's talk about clarity of focus on culminating exit outcomes of significance. teacher should try to make this should try to have a clear focus on what the student should be able to do at the end of the lesson. So, diri na siya napita. So, good na diri napita. I will go a little bit up somewhere here. Okay. This is a good graph for a good discussion of the clarity of focus. Now, first, I would like to ask any one of you, why do you like, what is the reason that you enroll in this university? Anybody? What is the reason? Anong ni-enroll man ka ning university? Anong ni-enroll man ka sa BIPSO? Can we have Miss Sabordo? Liza Chloe Sabordo here? Sabordo. Sabordo is here? Yes,
Sir,
Miss. Yes, Miss. What is the reason that you enroll in this university?
sir, to learn niya. Mao man sa idol sa sa mga lugar.
Geographical location. Okay, that's what one reason. It's geographical location. I really want to learn, and somehow BIPSO is quite near to our home. So that's a geographical location. Other reasons. Why do you choose BSEd, major in mathematics?
Kuan man sir kanang second choice nako as a course.
Second choice as a course. What is your first choice?
BSBA.
BSBA.
BSA.
Accountancy.
Yes.
Accountancy. Okay. Then it turns out that it's better to go on. And why do you choose mathematics then as a second choice?
Kay kanang ganahan mo ko mag-solve og math problem sir.
You like to solve mathematical problems. Okay, mathematical problems nga na imo. Then, if that is the reason, what do you want to become at the end of this program?
Yes sir.
Oh, no, no. What do you want to become at the end of this program? At the end of this BSEd program?
To teach in a high school sani? In a high school education.
Okay. So, what if you have a chance to go on accountancy, then you are going to shift in accountancy?
I don't know sir.
You don't know, but it seems like you are now you want to become a teacher this time.
Yes sir.
And do you love to become a teacher?
Yes sir, as karang nga ni second year ko daghan na sad ko yung mga plano. What if nga ma-teacher gid ko pohon.
Oo, sige. Then what will be the picture of a teacher you are looking or you are aiming of?
A teacher where students can freely ask help, then a teacher that her students really learn her lessons, her
Okay.
teachings.
Okay. That's a clear. This writer started that point. Okay. Thank you, Miss Sabordo. Okay.
Thank you sir.
Okay. Let's start to that point. I want to become a teacher because I want my students to learn. I want my students that they can learn from me, and I want to become an effective teacher. So there should be a clear focus. Why do you enroll in the university? Because at the end of the 4-year program in the university, you'll be asking what capabilities and qualities you want your students to have years after graduation. So this is a good question for us. Gusto kayo may tabo nimo no? Pagkahuman nimo sa 4-year course. So kinsa pa mo answer lain? Si Mahinay. Mahinay is on board. Is Mahinay here? Okay,
sir.
Mahinay. Oh, Mr. Mahinay. Uh, why do you choose BSEd Mathematics as your program of study?
Actually, sir, being a teacher is not my choice
Is that your choice?
because I'm not good. Yeah, because
Okay.
having a trouble in socializing with other people, sir.
Mm. So now, how come that you survive in this program?
I had to survive because I want them to be proud of me because
Your
this is
parents?
their choice. So I want them to. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Uh, then what would be the picture of a teacher you are after you graduate this university? What kind of teacher you are?
I think I am the worst teacher
You
because
are
I know I'm not good in explanation. Worst
the worst
teacher.
teacher.
'Cause-
The
Yes, I am because I admit it, sir. I admit it, sir, that I'm not good in explanation.
okay.
I'm having
Okay.
trouble with having a conversation with other people.
Okay. But you are good in communicating with me right now. Oh, it sounds like you are much better than me, and you can explain to me well
No, sir.
about your emotions and your feelings. Oh, and you have a straight description of what you feel and what your parents want you to become. Okay, I think that's a good thing that you have to find it out, and probably in the future you can develop it. So, thank you, Miss
Yes,
Mahinay.
sir.
Okay, let's go back to Miss
Thank you,
Sinanggo.
sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss. I think you are really doing good, and you have a good communication skills. You are better than me this time. Okay,
This time.
okay. Do not worry that you said that you have some problems with social something, but I think it can be developed. I too before ako po ingana pud ko ana dili ko sus di gyud ko socially nga. Even this time, you cannot see me in the gymnasium. You cannot see me I cannot in a socialization here in the university, but I am a teacher. I love to teach students. That's the only thing that I have. Uh, I think you can develop that one, Mr. Mahina, in the future. You're still second year and try to work it out, and probably you can do good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hope to see you a
Yes,
better
sir. Thank
teacher
you.
in the future. Okay. Miss
I hope.
Sinangote, Miss Sinangote, can we have Miss Sinangote back on the line? Okay. What will be the picture of what kind of teacher are you uh, uh, in the future?
Kind, sir.
Uh,
Effective and effective teacher, sir.
effective teacher, then
Then
being a mathematics teacher, what kind of mathematics teacher are you?
patient, sir.
Patience, and how about are you really good in problem solving? Are you really good in analytical thinking skills?
Not as good, sir.
But you are really striving towards it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. These are the things that we are going to discuss. This is the starting point. Clarity of focus. Clarity of focus of what would be your culminating outcomes. Culminating outcomes of significance. Five uh 5 years up or 4 years up from now or 3 years from now, you'll become teachers, most likely, or 4 years from now or 5 years from now. Then what capabilities or qualities do you have as a teacher then? So mo itong gisulti ni Miss Sinanggote. I want to become an effective, a good problem solver in mathematics, have skills in analytical thinking skills in order to solve problems. So these are the qualities that you are going to work out. Your exit outcomes from this program. So at least you have a clear focus that you are enrolled in this university and you want to become an effective teacher. Now, if you are want to become an effective teacher, what would be the program outcome then? So this one, the program outcome would be the outcome of your BSEd major in mathematics program, right? Now, going down, it will go to your course outcome. So, most likely, example for this course, ang example ani nga course is the school and the teacher and the school curriculum. Kani atong course. Ang course outcome na to is to design a course syllabus. Ang unit outcome na to is to evaluate a course syllabus. Now, have you heard about CMO 75 Series 2017 as your program outcome, as your policy standards and guidelines issued by CHED? Nakabati mo, ana, my dear students? Oo, wala. Hello? Have you heard about CMO 75 Series 2017? Yes or no? Yes or no? Anybody? Okay, you haven't heard about it, so I'm going to give you a view about it because we are talking about clarity of focus somewhere here. So, tanaw na to siya, balik ko na to diri ang clarity of focus on culminating exit outcomes of significance. At the end of the program, you want to become an effective teacher. Okay. You want to become a problem solver. You want to become to have a good analytical thinking skills or excellent analytical thinking skills, being a major in mathematics. Try to check this. I have to stop this one. I have to share first the CMO. I have to share first the CMO that we are going to work out. CMO. Where is that file? It's here. It's here. Okay, my dear students. Have you tried to open this CMO before? Or have you encountered this CMO when you enroll this in this university? Nakita ninyo, my dear student? Kani, CMO 75 Series 2017. Policies, standards, and guidelines for a Bachelor of Secondary Education. Nakita mo? Wala. Paani? Dilantar. Nakita ka, ani? Wala pa. Si Honey Babes. Honey Babes?
Wala pa sir, wala.
Wala pa ka nakakitaan eh. So,
Opo, yes po.
Murag wala pa gid mo kitaan niya. So, try to look at this one here. Gusto nimo nga pag-abot sa end sa year, end sa 4-year course niyo dire, you will become an effective teacher. Then what will be your outcome at the end of this course? These are your outcomes. Dapat you have to read this one. Section 6. That at the end of this program, dapat you acquire all these outcomes. What is outcomes is what the students will be able to do at the end of the course or the program. So, for example, in this common to all schools or common to all programs in the teacher education, you can articulate and discuss the latest development, effectively communicate English and Filipino both orally and in writing, work effectively and collaboratively in substantial degree of independence, and so on and so forth. These are your outcomes. And for the major in mathematics, this is a Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Major in mathematics is here. Tara. Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics. Exhibit competence in mathematical concepts and procedures. Exhibit proficiency in relating mathematics to other curricular areas. Manifest meaningful and comprehensive pedagogical content knowledge of mathematics. Demonstrate competence in designing and constructing and utilizing different forms of assessment in mathematics. Demonstrate proficiency in problem solving, by solving and creating routine and non-routine problems with different levels of complexity. Use effectively, appropriate approaches, methods, and techniques in teaching mathematics, including technological tools. Appreciate mathematics as an opportunity for creative work, moments of enlightenment, discovery, and gaining insights of the world. My dear students, ganun sa amo nakita ani nga outcomes. Is this your first time that you have read these things?
Yes, sir.
Yes. My dear students, this would be your outcomes once you are going to finish the course BSEd major in mathematics. Do you have it in you? Sir, si kaniyar pa mi sir, pero nanay uban namo sir, siguro sir. Nanay mi na nakit-an diha nga ginagmay. Oo. So, napadere. Kani sa major mathematics plus naa pa gyud dire common things that you are going to consider. Kani common to discipline in teacher education, which is somehow related sa atong topic. Try to remember these things. Kani nga topic, develop innovative curricula, instructional plans, teaching approaches, and resources for diverse learners. Dapat, if you are an effective teacher, so therefore, you can develop innovative curricula, instructional plans, and so on and so forth. You can apply skills in the development and utilization of ICT to promote quality, relevant, and sustainable educational practices. You can pursue lifelong learning for personal and professional growth through varied experiential and field-based opportunities. Okay. Take note of the terms of the things that I have mentioned. This one and this one here. Okay. Let's stop this sharing. I have to go back to my presentation. Where are you, my dear? Where is the file? It's here. Okay. Let's try to go back. Those things that I mentioned are the exit outcomes that you are going to achieve in this course. So there should be a clear focus of culminating exit outcomes of significance. Those things that I mentioned there are the outcomes of your BSEd major in mathematics. And that the other things that I mentioned are those outcomes that are common to the teacher education program. So, say for example, you want to become an effective teacher. So, balik ko na ako diri sa ubos. My God. Where are you? Here. Balik ko na ako diri. You want, after you graduate in this university, institutional outcome, you want to become an effective teacher. In your program outcome, you want to develop what? You're expected to develop instructional material, curricula, and other learning materials. In our course, in our level of the course, we have here the course outcome is you are going to design a syllabus. In our unit outcome in the lesson 1, you are going to evaluate a syllabus. If you try to look at this one here, my dear students, there's a clear alignment, a vertical alignment from the unit outcome, which is the lesson that we are taking right now, which is you are asked to evaluate a lesson plan. Then after that, you are going to design, because in the program outcome, you are going to develop curricula, you are going to develop instructional materials, you are going to develop learning plans. Later, you will become an effective teacher. So it's part of being an effective teacher that you know how to develop curricula, how to design syllabus, and how to evaluate a syllabus. If you try to look at these things, there's a clear or there's a clarity of focus on what you are going to achieve from a level of your unit of your lesson to the program, to the course, to the program, and even in the institutional outcome. Klaro ta diha, my dear student? Muna gimin niya nga clarity of focus. Clarity of focus of culminating exit outcomes of significance. So, balik ko na to. What is the exit outcomes of significance in the lesson level? Ang lesson level is kadtong mo evaluate ka og syllabus in which it is in this lesson. What is the exit outcomes in the course level? In the course level in which you are going to design a course syllabus in this module 1. What is the exit outcomes in the program? So mo ta kung gisulti ganina nga naa sa CMO 75 series 2017 that kung mo graduate ka as a BSEd graduate, you are going to what? You are going to develop curricula, you are going to develop instructional materials and other learning plans. So, and at the end of the day, once you are going to have, you go out from this university, okay, you gawas na ka sa university, muna tong makita nimo nga na kay effective ka nga teacher. So, in this, what does it mean? Ang exit outcomes are outcomes of what the students should be able to do. Okay. Sa kani nga lesson, unsa inyong buhaton? Unsay ma-end ninyo kani? Miss Salor. Salor is still here?
Sir.
Yes. Kani nga lesson, unsa man ang imong dapat mahuman nimo dire sa kani nga lesson? Is to
Is to make
is to
and
evaluate
is to
an
evaluate a course
course
syllabus.
syllabus. Okay.
Yes,
Pag
sir.
mahuman nimo karong ipag-evaluate sa course syllabus, ang sa imong course outcome nimo mao sa man is to design a,
Is to design
a course
a course
course
syllabus.
syllabus. So kani ganina lesson pa to, kaning ato karon is lesson pa ni, unit pa ni siya. Pero na siya outcomes of significance. Kay kabalo naman ka mo evaluate og syllabus. Kay para asa man din siya so that you will know how to design a syllabus. Then
Yes.
later, what will be the program outcome? Nga mo graduate na ko ani. Mahuman ako sa fourth year na ko dire. Uy, kaya gituduan naman ko sa second year na ko nga to design a syllabus. Most likely, pag graduate na ko sa university, I can develop or develop learning materials. I can develop curricula. I can develop instructional materials. Ano? So, and after that one, mag-graduate na nimo, pag gawas na nimo sa university, makita na mo nga being an effective teacher, kung effective ka sa gawas, makita na mo nga usa na sa mga estudyante sa university nga who is really doing well because sa unit outcome pa lang, sa course outcome pa lang, sa program outcome pa lang, na-achieve na niya ang gikinahanglan para sa iya as a student in this university. So that's a clarity of focus. It's a and these are not just simply outcomes just because you got a perfect score. These are clear outcomes that what you should be doing at the end of a particular unit, a particular course, a particular program, or even institutional outcome. Klaro ba diha ang clarity of focus before I proceed to expanded opportunity? My dear student, na may pangutana. Klaruha ko no kay marag di kaniyo maklaro na you will not really understand how to evaluate syllabus. Okay. When you evaluate syllabus, you have to look into tanawon sa nako ang iyang lesson. What is the intended outcome here? What will be the possible course outcome in the future in this course, and what will be the program outcomes in this course? I will give an example, my dear students. I will show you my syllabus. Kinsa nakita ng syllabus dire? Nakita na mo ang sinaw ng syllabus?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. I will show you my syllabus. Syllabus. Where are you, syllabus? Oh, it's here. Share screen. Where is that syllabus? It's somewhere here. Okay. Okay, now clarity of focus. Let's start with the clarity of focus. It's very important principle. I really try to stress out this principle because these are the principles that you are really trying to work out. Okay. There should be clarity of focus on the culminating exit outcomes. Let's try to look at here. In the lesson level, there are my dear student. Try to look at this one here. Naklaro ba ninyo ni? Naklaro ba? Nabasa ninyo? Evaluate a course syllabus in terms of its alignment and distinguishing features of OBTL framework. Nabasa ninyo? Naklaro? Have you seen this one?
Yes, sir. Pero
Okay, klaro.
gamay kaayo.
Gagmay kayo atong padakuan. Sorry. Kana.
Ano, sir?
Okay. Mo ni siya ang atong lesson or unit outcome karon in this lesson. That at the end of this lesson, you are able to, the students is able to, or you are able to evaluate a course syllabus in terms of its alignment and distinguishing features of OBTL framework. Once you survive this one and how to evaluate this one, you're also expected to prepare a course syllabus. Kung kabalo na ka mo evaluate, plus kabalo ka mo prepare, what will happen to you? Makuha na nimo, ma-achieve na nimo ang imong course outcome to design an outcomes-based syllabus. So kani siya mo ni ang unit outcome. Asa man siya dapitan diri, sir? Yan na. Ang katong unit outcome mo ni siya ang atong gitawag og course outcomes, atong course gari to design an outcomes-based syllabus. Now, if you try to look at these things, ang alignment from the course outcome here, this is the course outcome going to the program outcome. Asa ning program outcome? Ngadto ni siya sa asa din siya makita ang program outcome? Dito sa CMO 75 series 2017. So ningon si Shed na dapat kung mahuman ka sa imong BSEd program, you have these outcomes ma-achieve. Yahuman, ningon po siya diri nga this would be our institutional outcome. Asa ni dapita atong institutional outcome? It is an our vision. I still remember our vision of the university. A state university leading in research and innovation for
human empowerment
and
development.
societal development. Okay, very good. Okay. Ato din siyang himayon, my dear student. Kay clarity of focus man kahata. Sa kanilang ato nga course, di nilang nato tan-awon sa uban sa mga course. In this course only. Okay. Miss Patigdas, can you please turn off your Miss Patigdas? Please turn off your mic. Okay. Okay, atong klarohon na sa diri sa course lang sa nato nga level. Karon, karon nga panahon, atong lesson is to evaluate a syllabus. Dapat kung mahuman ta karon ani nga lesson, mahuman ta karong hapon, you will practice evaluating a syllabus because that is a requirement for you para you can design a syllabus. That is part of the course outcome. Kaya kung maka-design kag syllabus, my dear student, makabalo ka mo design, kutob midterm, nigtudloan ka ni maestro, gi-facilitate ka on how to design, and you can design your own syllabus, most likely, the outcomes that you are going to achieve in the CMO 75 Series 2017 are these things. Develop innovative curricula, instructional plans, teaching approaches, and resources for diverse learners. So, ang unit outcome nga gi-design ni teacher para sa iyang lesson is for you to evaluate a syllabus. Ang course outcome ana nga gi-design ni teacher is for you to design a course syllabus. Ang program outcome ana nga gipangayo ni BSED for us is to this one, to develop innovative curricular instructional materials, teaching approaches and resources, apply skills in the development of the utilization of ICT, demonstrate variety of thinking skills, pursue and so on and so forth. But if you try to check these things also, it is also aligned. It's also aligned to the institutional outcome of the university, which is human empowerment. Di ba kita mas alignment karon, my dear student? Can I hear a thumbs up kung nakitaan ba ninyo ang alignment karon? Gikan lang sa atong course, at sa atong unit karon nga gi-discuss, padong sa atong course, padong sa program outcome nga gipangayo ni BSED, padong sa atong vision and mission. I hope it's clear to you because that is the basic principle that we have to adopt. A clear alignment from the unit, course, program to the institutional outcome. Can I see thumbs up? Wala ko nakitaan sa mga tao. I hope I can see thumbs up on those things. Thank you for hearing those things. Thank you, Miss Olasiman. Thank you, Miss Dilantar, Mahinay, Salor. And I don't know this name. Wala na rin name niya. Then Sinanggote, thank you. Thank you, Miss Montibon and Patigdas and others. I hope there's a clear indicator to this one. No. So I will stop sharing for this one first. Stop sharing na lang ko ani. Let's go now to the principle of expanded opportunity. Expanded opportunity and support for learning success. I think you have a good answer here. Ang expanded opportunity is not just simply giving extra time to students. Expanded opportunity should also mean that you also consider appropriate learning activities. You consider what? Learning styles of students. You consider diverse learners. O patok ngingo, no? Try to look at these things. First, you consider one, giving extra time to students to finish their task. That's one way of expanded opportunity. Giving students appropriate
Learning
activities. Then the third is
learning style.
Consider
learning style.
Consider the learning styles of your students. Then human acknowledge diverse learners. Ano? So that's way of providing expanded opportunity. Kaya number 3, high expectation for all to succeed. Kung sa'yo pasabot ani. Pasabot, no child left behind. Wag yun dapat mahagbong supposedly. Supposedly, why dapat mahagbong? In an OBE approach, under OBE principles. All should succeed, but not on the same time. Kisa to ni answer kang Corpin ba to ganina? Not all students. Delphine katong not on the same. Students will not learn. Not all students can learn the same thing in the same way at the same time.
Kay Delphine to, sir.
Kan Delphine to siya. Okay. Moto ang iyang gimin diri nga dili man gyud nato dili gyud nato ba learn, dili sila mahuman gyud sila, dili sila maka-learn sa usa ka butang in the same way, in the same day, and at the same time. So munay, aside from the expanded opportunity, it's also relative to high expectation because we all want students to succeed and we don't want students to fail. Are you happy that your students failed in your course, in your class?
No, sir.
What is the reason, Miss Alor? Karon di man ka malipay nga
No,
mahagbong imong estudyante?
no, sir, because the failure of the student in your class, sir, will reflect to your performance, sir.
Okay, very good. That's a very good reason. And adding to that notion, you should be happy that your students will succeed. And you should be happy seeing your student that he or she is better than uh, you are expected, they are expected to become. So I think that's the next thing that you are going to consider. Because if we set high expectation to students, I think students can survive and can do better and can do their best. Then let's go to design down. Design down from your ultimate culminating outcomes. Kinsa ba tong resulting nga gusto siya maging effective teacher? Kinsa tong resulting ganina nga gusto siya maging effective teacher?
Si
I-answer ganina.
Sinangguti, sir.
Sinanggote, si Sinanggote ni
Yes.
answer siya nga maging effective teacher siya. So kung
And
gusto siya
si
maging
Mahinay said, sir.
si Mahinay sad, okay, very good. Ningon sila gusto sila maging effective teacher. So design down from your ultimate culminating outcome. Try to look at this one. Ang ilang pinaka-ultimate institutional outcome is to become effective teacher. So ato lang i-relate in this course. Para maging effective teacher sila, dapat ma-achieve nila ang program outcomes na to. Usa sa program outcomes na to is to design or to develop learning plans, to develop curricula. So para ma-achieve niya ang pag-develop og learning plan and curricula, dapat they can practice designing a course syllabus. Before sila maka-achieve sa designing a course syllabus, they know how to evaluate a syllabus and they will learn also how to prepare a syllabus. Kung ma-achieve na niyang duha ka unit outcomes diha, most likely ma-achieve niya ang course outcome, ma-achieve niya ang program outcomes, ma-achieve niya ang institutional outcomes. Now, asa man siya nag-start, my dear students, it started from your ultimate culminating outcome. The moment you enter in this university, you said to yourself, I want to become a BSEd major in mathematics because I want to become an effective teacher in mathematics. Asa siya nagsugod? From your ultimate culminating outcomes. And you have, from that, the university decide it for you. From that, the things that you want, the bigger things that you want, the big picture that you want, the big skills that you want, i-chop-chop siya dito sa different courses offered by the university. So, enroll ka diri sa moto imong gusto sa university level ni moto imong gusto ni enroll ka sa BSEd-Mathematics, ni-enroll ka diri sa course outcome ni Sir Cabas, kaninga course ni Sir Cabas, o ni-enroll ka diri sa kaninga lesson. Nisulod ka ani nga lesson. So these are the good things that you have to consider, my dear students. This is a clear principle of OBA that balik ko na ko sa igbaw. That you have to have a clear focus, a clarity of focus. You have to provide expanded opportunity to students. And you set high expectation to students' learning for them to succeed. And you have to design from your ultimate culminating outcomes. These are the four principles that I stress out. I spend so much time here because these are the important principles that you are going to use as you go on in this lesson or in this course. Now, my dear students, there are three types of outcomes based because these are the principles. Uh, the Spady model, which is somehow we acknowledge that Spady is the one who developed the OBE principle, or the OB outcomes-based education approach. But you know what, my dear students, uh, Spady did not recognize that he is the one designing it, because he said OBE was 2,000 years ago. Ingon siya sa iyang stipulation. The only thing is that we did not use this approach in the present time. So Spady introduced it here, but somehow people consider him as the father of outcomes-based education. Then there's another type of OBE, which is ensuring accountability. It means that uh, the American people, they said that the government is keep on giving scholarship to students. Then what will be the outcomes of the students then? Were they employed? Were they able to meet the competences? Were they able to meet the outcomes set forth in the curricula or in the curriculum? So that's the level of accountability movement in the US, because they want that the citizens should contribute to their country, and they want the school to be accountable to it, and they want that all outcomes should be achieved. Now, the two here are in the Western concept, but this side here, the outcomes-based teaching and learning, is the Eastern concept, because this one is developed in Hong Kong University by Biggs and Tang. So, though Biggs is from the Western side, and Tang is also studying from Harvard, something in the Western schools, but they developed something new about OBTL, the outcomes-based teaching and learning. But they applied the culture in the Eastern side. So, kita mga Pilipino, we are in the Eastern side. So, kanila nga side is the Western side, katong mga Americans. So, most likely, we were able to what? We were able to consider that they were able to consider, Big Santang were able to consider the culture in the Asian or in the Eastern side. So that's the thing that we are going to adopt this one, the OBTL framework. So what's in the OBTL framework or the OBTL version of OBE? So these are the things that happens. Uh, so karoon na to sa syllabus, balik ko na to, no? Ganun lang example. Katong example na ako ganina sa situation. I still remember, my dear student. Na dito, iklaro na to ang outcomes, the teaching learning activities, and the assessment tasks. In our example, ang gusto ni teacher dito is the teacher wants their students to design a course syllabus. But the teaching learning activities made by the teacher is just keep on discussing. And here the assessment is the paper pencil test. Now, let's try to look at these things here. Outcomes. Outcomes are classified in terms of the graduate, program, and course level. Now, balik ko na ako kung example ganina. Ang outcomes na to it could be in the institutional outcomes, it should be in the program outcomes. Program outcomes, I even added, it's even in the unit outcome. Then, the teaching should be done in such a way that facilitates students in achieving the outcomes. So, say for example, atong situation ganina, the situation is the outcomes is to design a course syllabus, but the teacher is keep on discussing the lesson. Wala niya gitudloan ang estudyante unsahon paghimo og syllabus. But the teacher is keep on discussing the lesson and to cover everything. And the assessment pag niya is just simply paper and pencil test. It does not describe on the assessment that assessment is carried out by seeing how well the students have achieved the outcomes. Take note, my dear students, how well the students have achieved the outcomes. If you are asked to design something, to design a course syllabus, then the question in the assessment should be how well the students have designed the syllabus. So, motong good question to ganina nga, if the students got perfect 100 over 100, does it mean that he is already a good designer of the syllabus, or he or she is a good designer of the syllabus? No, because it's good that he or she has the score, but does he or she achieve the outcome? No, because the outcome is to design a course syllabus. Now, I think I expound this one, graduate outcomes, program outcomes, and course outcomes a while ago. Then here, let's try to check on the constructive alignment. What does it mean? The constructive alignment means on the specific course. Ganina, moto gitawag ganina nga kaning unit, course, program, and graduate outcomes. This is called vertical alignment. Take note, these things, my dear students, vertical alignment. But in constructive alignment, dili na siya. It pertains to the features of systematic alignment of teaching activities as well as the assessment task to the intended learning outcomes. It pertains to the horizontal alignment. I have to stop sharing. I have to go back with my syllabus and show to you what does it mean by vertical and what does it mean by horizontal alignment. Here. Nakita ninyo, my dear students, sa Lord, have you seen this picture?
Yes, sir.
Okay, klaro. Thank you. Okay. Asa nimo makitaan ang constructive alignment? Try to look at this one. Design, evaluate. Then this is the teaching learning activities, the assessment task. If you try to look at these things, evaluate is the verb. And try to look at develop critiques. If you are going to evaluate, you are going to critique works, right? Now, try to look at after developing critiques on the various aspects of the components of a course syllabus, then you are going to present because you are able to critique that, oh, this one is not correct, this one is correct, this one is indicated, this one is not indicated. So it's somehow you are going to critique the work, the syllabus. You are going to critique the work of a teacher making a syllabus. Then after that, try to look at the self-assessment. Is it a multiple choice test? It's not a multiple choice test, but it's a self and peer assessment in evaluating the course syllabus. So if you try to look at these things, here you are going to critique, then the students were going to evaluate the course syllabus. So what will happen here? If the students knows how to critique what is wrong and what is correct, and the students are going to assess a syllabus according to its criteria, so most likely at the end of the day, the students will or can evaluate a course syllabus. This is what you call an example of a constructive alignment that the teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks are aligned to the intended learning outcome. I'll give further example nga dili dire dito sa lesson. Okay. I'm talking about constructive alignment, right? So, unsa to akong gi-note ganina before we start here? Niyon ko nga the teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks are aligned to the intended outcomes. So, mo ni siya karon diri, my dear student. Try to look at this picture. This is the intended learning outcomes. This is the assessment task. This is the learning activities. They are aligned. How to apply this one? I'll try to look at this one. This is an example of a constructively aligned learning outcomes, teaching learning activities, and assessment tasks. Can you please turn on your microphone? Okay, we're going to ask questions. Okay. Try to look at this one. The learning outcome is to design. Please turn on your uh, microphone. Try to look at this one. The learning outcome is to design a mini lesson plan integrating audio forms of educational technology. Try to look at the teaching learning activities. The teaching learning activities is to design a group discussion on the mini lesson plan, design, and analysis. Then the assessment task is group self-assessment with rubric of group design work. Try to look at here. There's a clear alignment from the verb that being asked design with respect to the assessment task here. So, ngari, gipatrabaho ni teacher, first, you should read first some reading materials about audio. Then after that, you are going to design a mini lesson plan. Then after that, there's a group assessment of how to design a mini lesson plan. Try to look at this example somewhere here. The outcome here, can you please turn on your microphone? Hello? Are you still there?
Yes,
Kumusta na
sir.
ta? Isa pa may naa diha. Can you please turn on your microphone karon? Kay murag 11 na lang man ang habilin dere karon. The rest are out of coverage naman sila. You can turn on your, as long as dili lang saba ang inyong lugar. Try to look at these things here. Try to see the difference from this one to this one. The outcomes here is to judge various historical claims according to available documentary evidence and sources. Try to look at the teaching learning activities. Construct timelines of the two events, compare in the Venn diagram of two accounts, choral reading of the two accounts, then lecture. Then after that, there's a multiple choice test. The question, is there alignment? Yes or no?
No, maybe no.
Kinsa ni answer si Kinsa pangalan miss? Kinsa Salor? Salor, are you the one who
Yes,
answered
sir.
this thing? Okay, try to check. Let's try
Yes,
to
sir.
talk about this one. Judge ano? So dapat in the
Yes.
teaching learning activities, there should be activity that will help students on how to judge historical claims. Naa ba dire teaching learning activities nga how to judge
No,
historical claims? Wala.
there's nothing, sir.
Oh,
Yes.
construct timelines na siya, compare Venn diagram, choral reading, lecture. Di ba? Is there something in the assessment task that assess students on how well the students judge historical claims? Naa ba?
Wala, sir.
O sa may naa diha sa assessment task?
Multiple choice on how
Okay.
contemporary Google Forms.
Okay. Now, if the students got perfect on this assessment task, 30 over 30, do you think he is good in judgment?
No, sir.
No. It's a very good answer. Why? Because there is no clear alignment of the intended learning outcome, the teaching learning activities, and assessment task. Diba? Asa man si Miss Sinangguti? Napabas Miss Sinangguti? Nigawas na? Wala na siguro si Miss Sinangguti.
Wala na daw siya load, sir.
Wala siya i-load. Sige lang. Sorry, Miss Sinangguti. Pabasahan na lang siya dito sa kuan sa atong Google Classroom. So try to check this thing. It's the same example that we have seen in our situation that we have presented, right? Nga ang learning outcome is not aligned with the teaching learning activity. The assessment task also is not aligned with the learning outcomes. No. Pero Kari, try to look at this one. Ang learning outcomes is to design. So nabay opportunity ang students nga nag-design sila in this activity. Yes, they have.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
In the assessment task also, are they assessing the students in terms of how well they design the work?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Oh. Kani siya, my dear students, is an example of a constructively aligned syllabus or learning plan. So, in this case, in designing the ang syllabus, the most important thing that you are going to consider unsa to, teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks
Assessment test
should be
are
aligned,
construct
are constructively aligned with the
the learning
learning
outcomes.
outcomes. Munay dapat ninyong makatiguhan ninyo karong panahon na, my dear students. And in this case, this is not anymore vertical alignment. This one is an horizontal alignment. Nakuha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ganina, katong unit, katong course, katong program, katong institutional, unsa man to siya nga alignment?
Vertical.
Vertical alignment, because it started from the unit going up to the program, going up to the course, going up to the program, going up to the university level, the institutional level. Kani mo ni siya horizontal alignment, because alignment of the teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks with respect to the learning
Learning
outcomes.
outcomes.
I hope this is the most important thing that you are going to consider, because most teachers kasagaran diri masayop ang mga maestra, my dear student. Dinhi gyud diri dapita sila masayop. Now, let's try to go back a little bit somewhere here. There's a guided exercise in your Moodle. Kindly open it up. Ing ani ra gyapon ang nawong. So, you can, I have discussed it well. Which Spades principles? You try to look at a syllabus. Nakita na mo'y kopya sa syllabus sa inyong mga teacher.
Ako, sir, may before
May
sa katong history of mathematics kay Sir Alan.
Okay, very good. That's a very good thing. Okay. Bisag kadto mo'y gamita ninyo. Mga mathematics major, kadto mo'y gamita. Try to look at that syllabus and answer this question. Which of the Spades principles of OB are applicable in your syllabus? Kadto bitong sa tong syllabus, clarity of focus, expanded opportunity, kadong high expectation
High
to students
expectation.
learning, and design down.
Design down.
Og makita nimo siya diha ang iya ha, you write it up there. Now, question number 2. What are the features of OBTL that are evident in the design of your course syllabus? Asa dapitan nimo siya makitaan? Kani siya, my dear students. These are the features. Constructively aligned ba siya? Dili ba? Ana siya dapita. So kani dapita imong tan-awon diri nga criteria para mo tan-aw ka didto sa iyang syllabus kung aligned ba gyud siya. Then third question, cite a particular course and work on it. Is there alignment of the course, program, and institutional outcome? Asa nimo makita, my dear students? Tan-aw nimo kadto bitang sa syllabus nako example ganina. Gikan sa unit outcome, sa course outcome, to program outcome. So, mo ni siya din number 3. Number 4, select a lesson of a course syllabus. Is there alignment between the outcome, teaching, learning activities, and assessment tasks? So, select a lesson. Mo to ang sample nga ganina, di ba? Atong kani nga sample. Nasa syllabus, kani nga sample. So, nani sa learning plan, tan-aw nimo ang learning plan sa imong teacher sa syllabus niya kung na-align ba o wala. Basig ingani ang sample ni teacher. You can determine kung it is constructively aligned or not. Okay. Okay. Ang question number guided exercise number 2 is you look into the parts of the syllabus. Di ba? Kung naa ba ni siya present, i-check lang ninyo kung wala siya o naa ba. So, human, try to look at here. What are the parts that are not indicated in the syllabus? So, Mo ni siya diri napita ang imong question. Kung asang wa nimo na indicate diri, mo na siya ang imong ibutang dinhi sa guided exercise number 2. Now, sa guided exercise number 3, mo ni ang features or mo ni ang features sa OBTL na what's the difference between content-based learning system and outcome-based learning system. So, if you try to check, balik-balik lagi siya, my dear students, no? Di ba, ang concept? There should be culminating outcomes of significance. I think it's in the SPADE. SPADE discusses it well. Uses intended learning outcomes. This is in the lesson level. Then, teacher facilitate learning through designing teaching learning activities where students are active learners as they engage in the activities and involved in meaning making. And, nakiklase. Ano sabihin mo? Then the reflections, and there's a continuous assessment, and it pertains to a learner-centered. So if you try to check, my dear students, there's a paradigm shift that happens. Di ba kabantay ka sa itong estudyante isa? From teacher-centered to learner-centered. Okay. What's the difference between a teacher-centered and learner-centered? Ang teacher-centered, it focus on the concept that the teacher is the source of knowledge. Whereas in the learner-centered, the learner has the opportunity to create meaning on his own. Say for example, the situation that I have given a while ago, the teacher keeps on discussing the lesson. Right? So, sige lang siyang discuss just to cover everything. So in that particular instance, the teacher serves as the source of knowledge in that class. So therefore, the approach of the teacher is somehow teacher-centered. Whereas in this particular case, Miss Salor, can you please turn on your, okay. This morning, I asked you to write, di ba, in the Google Docs, to write answers in the pretest, right? And you
Yes, sir.
allow your classmate to see your answer, and they are able to get your idea, and they create their own answers also out from your answer. So most likely, you are the one, you are collaborating, you are working together just to come up on the right answer, but you did not copy the answer of your classmate, right? So it means
Yes,
that
sir.
the students has the opportunity to create their own meaning, has the opportunity to present their own answer, though there are sharing of answers there are sharing of ideas, but it's only on the ideas, but not totally the answers being copied by another student. So in that level, the students are given the opportunity to create something, and not just simply creating, but even sharing. If you try to look at Bloom's taxonomy, the Bloom's taxonomy, nasa dito understanding, remembering, understanding, applying, sa pa man to? Analyzing, evaluating, and creating in the Bloom's taxonomy. Have you heard about Bloom's taxonomy? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Hello, my God. Okay. Not yet.
Familiar lang siya.
So okay. Familiar lang. So in the Bloom's
Oo.
taxonomy, there are levels of cognitive knowledge. So therefore, inadito nga remembering, understanding, analyzing, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So I think the important of ko na lang kanang sample lang sa ROA siguro. Oh, oh. Then sorry, there was intervention. So
Yan, sir.
in the learner centered, you are allowed to create your own meaning. The mga ibalik-balik yun ako. The students have the opportunity to generate their own knowledge. The teacher will be the one to facilitate on how to generate that knowledge. But in a teacher-centered, the teacher is somehow the source of knowledge. And students are passive. The students are not active on their own learning. So, di ba i-emphasize na ko ganina, ningon ko ganina nga, na ay student to student learning. Napoy student to teacher interaction. Manang student to student learning, muna siyang collaboration of students. Student to teacher, that is interaction. Napoy student to module, to learning materials. Muna siya gitawag og self-regulated learning or self-directed learning. These are the important things that you have to learn in this new style, new approach of learning. So, wala na nakabutang diha, but these are the important things that you have to consider. Now, here, in this assessment 3, which of the learning systems is evident in the course syllabus? What are the features do you need to change to make it as an outcomes-based syllabus? So, you just try to look into these features, kaninga features, diri sa OBE learning system, if it is present in the syllabus. If not, you make some changes. Okay. I think I have thoroughly discussed this one. Taas na kaya akong discussion ani diha nga level. So kani, I think I'm done with this one. Okay. Then on this level, you have to select verify how the course outline is developed using constructive alignment principles. Use the table below as suggested course outline structure. You may select 1 or 2 units of the syllabus to be evaluated. So, Ms. Salor, di ba na kayo dito ikang history of mathematics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Magpili lang ka dito usa ka lesson or duha ka lesson. Ya tanaw nimo iyang learning outcomes, i-encode nimo ang iyang content, i-type nimo, i-present po niya ang imong teaching learning activities and assessment task. Then you should verify. You should verify kung may alignment between intended learning outcomes and teaching learning activities. You should verify kung naabay alignment between learning outcomes and assessment tasks. You should verify if there's a teaching learning activities and alignment between teaching learning activities and assessment tasks. So, kani rami mong tanawon, kung kani ba nga teaching learning activity, ang kaning ILO o kaning TLA ba ni sir, na ba siya alignment or not? Kabalo naman tang ingani ang pagtanaw sa alignment. Right? Kani ang pagtanaw sa alignment. Kani ang dili align. No, nga example. So, makita nimo diri the moment you encode everything here, i-copy ra gud to nimo sa gikan sa kan teacher. Ibutang ra nimo diha ang iyang mga gipangbutang niya sa iyang syllabus. Then after that, you try to see alignment. O na-align ba siya o wala. So, ingana lang sa kasayon ang atong lesson for this. Ang deadline ani, it would be on October 30.
30. Yes, sir.
So far, I have discussed already the principles and the parts of the syllabus and constructive alignment. I have discussed the vertical alignment. So, marag questions so far sa klase. Question? Oh. Yes, Delphine.
Dili pwede gamit
I got your point. Dili pwede gamiton ang akong syllabus. Muna imong gimin. O sa man? You kindly type Miss Delphine, nasa chat, katulad ka sa chat box, di na ko madungog ang imong istorya, pwede nimo ibutang sa chat box ang imong question. Okay. This is the most common thing. Most students, if you cannot find any syllabus other than my syllabus, uh, most likely, you can use my syllabus na lang. For the meantime, kay murag wala mo makita nga basihan. But I think, Miss Salor, you have your history in mathematics also? Naa ka?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you share it to Delphine?
Okay, sir. Sige, sir.
Pwede naman nimo picturean, pwede mo i-share dito sa iya ha. Kaya may tabo mga good my dear student, ang atong syllabus diri sa klase is somewhat a model on how to look into the constructive alignment. Pero ang syllabus sa uban nga mga maestro, motoy inyong tan-awon to check whether there's alignment, the parts are present. Motoy inyong tan-awon dito para i-evaluate ninyo supposedly. Kaya kung kana lang akong syllabus mo inyong sundon, marag you cannot see the difference between this syllabus, our syllabus that being used, and the syllabus of the other teachers. Okay ba? So, would it be
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Mr. Lord, that you are going to share the syllabus to Miss Delphine? Okay, sige.
Okay kayo, sir.
Sige. So, balik ko na ako. Okay. Yes, Miss.
Kanang pwede pareha ra gyud tanan sila po sir kay amo ra po na ang sir mathematics.
Kinsa man rin ang utana?
O sir sa lasiman sir.
Lasiman, bitaw, no? Kung agad ay nakatawag syllabus ang mga maestro sa Pilipinas. Sige. I will allow it as long as, because, and later, I will going to give a syllabus siguro, a sample syllabus, for, i-share lang nako diya sa inyong group na lang siguro. That could be better. Para na may alternative ba, para for you also to find it out kung sakto ba ang syllabus o dili. For the meantime, you can use my syllabus or the syllabus, i-share nila ni syllabus, ang syllabus dito ni sa history in mathematics. Miss Salor? Okay, very good. Okay. Nailaing pangutana. Pangutana ko. Balik ko na ko ang pangutana. What are the OBE's principles? Power principle. What are those Spady's power principles of OBE?
Clarity of focus.
Clarity of focus.
Kalimot ko sa.
Expanded opportunity.
Expanded opportunity.
Okay.
A high expectation and design down.
Design down. Say for example, clarity of focus. Give me an example that you have a clarity of focus on the culminating exit outcomes of significance. Kung sa example na to, ana. So, exit outcomes in the lesson level. So, example,
Example, sir, katong imong gipangutana sa ako.
Katong evaluate.
Katong, yes, sir.
If
I can evaluate the course syllabus, then after...
That's a lesson level.
Yes.
Unit level na siya. Then after what?
If I can evaluate the course syllabus, sir, I can be able to design a course syllabus.
Very good. That is your course outcome. No,
Yes.
kanang design. Then followed by the program outcome.
Program outcome.
Which is, unsa na po imong buhaton dito? As a teacher, you should be unsa man. You should try to develop
course syllabus, sir.
or learning plan.
My own.
or curricula. Okay. Or your own syllabus. Then after that, it's part of your attributes, as a graduate in this university. Ano, nga you will become
Yes,
a effective teacher. Okay. That's a good thing that you have to consider these things. What do you mean by constructive alignment? Muna akong ipa-emphasize kid sa inyo ha. Constructive alignment.
There is a connection between the TLA and the
Assessment task.
activity task. I mean assessment task.
With respect to
The constructive alignment.
there is a constructive alignment. The teaching and learning activities and assessment tasks are
Constructively
aligned with the learning outcomes.
Ayun.
Okay. Ayun. Okay. Mo na dapat ba kabali na ginako gibalik-balik because it's very important this time that you know the 4 principles and you know the principle of constructive alignment. Mo na siya pinaka-importante nga principle that you have to consider in this course. Then hopefully you can answer. You download everything in the module and try to answer those guided exercise and isubmit na lang ninyo dito sa atong model class gihapon. Tanang downloading o tanang submission dito gyud sa model. Okay?
Sir, ang ganina na to nga activity katong wala nag-share di mo natag sa amo as dili answeran ko to namo or dili na.
Ayan na to ninyo answer katong pre-test. Kaya di naman mo, di na siya. Di na ako nang gi-print. Muna na yung gansiran ganina katong sa Google Docs. I think the pretest is for me to evaluate which part that I have to stress more on discussing. So, di ba, nakita-an ka na ako nga na-stress jud ko og discuss sa clarity of focus. Kay dito man nakita-an ako nga hapit tanan na ay misconception. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sa constructive alignment po, dito po ko nag-discuss pag maayo because there was misconceptions there. Okay? So,
Okay, sir.
thank you. At least nakasurvive ang 6 kabuok. I think going down to 5, wala na tayong mga load. But do not worry because this is recorded and kung recorded na siya, ako siyang i-post karon sa atong Kulo Kabildo. Sa atong Facebook page para
Okay,
you can replay it there. Okay? Let's call it a day. Thank you for listening. Thank you and regards to your classmate and Miss stop lang nako karon tadod. And bye-bye. I-on sa inyong kwan, palihog kung maka-on pa mo sa inyong kanang video. Delphine. Okay. Mahinay. I appreciate Mr. Mahinay. I think okay. Very good for staying this long. I think you can survive being a good teacher probably. You can communicate better than your teacher.
Sana all.
I hope.
Do not worry if ako bitong mama no. Akong mama may ang gusto po sa akong mga lolag lolo nga mo ginay mahimo siyang pharmacist. Pero at the end of the day nahimo mo siyang pharmacist and she is a good pharmacist. So, most likely, Mr. Mahinay, do not worry kung iyong parents na gusto sa imuha nga mag-teacher ka and probably someday you will know that there is you know what, in teaching, there's something, a calling, baka na murag, a vocation, something that at first you cannot feel it, but somehow as you go on with the course, you will realize that I have the moral responsibility for this country that I have to continue the quality of education in this country. So being a teacher is a one way that you can karon manggod nga level is first year, second year is somehow shaky pa na nga side. But somehow, looking towards the focus of being a teacher, it's somehow like a vocation. And when you start loving your work as a teacher, when you start loving how to answer the questions in the activities given to you, that's the time that you can feel that I am learning, and somehow I have the moral responsibility that I have to transfer this learning to the next generation, because we want learning not to stop. Na even karon nga pandemic gani, di ba? Naniguro pag yun nga magkonekta aning mas kapoy baya gidi ay ang kaning ano, kaning online class kaysa katong face to face. It's really true. Kani karon na feel nako nga
Yes, sir.
so
Very
bad. I
true.
really uli na ko sa balay, tulog na gyud ko dayon because of this online class. Mas niyon ko, mas maayo pang face to face
Vacation man.
before. Yes, it's really true. The radiation of the kanipod, difficult to communicate with students. You don't know
Yes,
if the
sir.
students are listening. You don't know if
Mm.
you have explained well. You don't know the usay naong nimo dito sa mga parts sa mga estudyante basig saan na imong naong, di ba? It's a joke, but somehow we keep in moving and moving because we want to really proceed, and we want to keep education on the spotlight, and we don't want that this crisis will stop education. So it's a matter of loving the profession and loving to learn, and somehow it's better sometimes to unlearn in order to learn. It's better sometimes to appreciate that there are good things in life that cannot be somehow kana bang ma-compare nimo sa mga monetary things, sa mga material things in life, because in teaching, it's really effort yun tanan mga tao sa teaching, bro. Dili gyud siya ingon nga uh, sayon-sayon lang yun pod. Labi na karon, I'm also struggling. I myself is really struggling on this time. So hopefully we can survive this, and I know Mr. Mahinay, you can survive, and I think
Yes,
I
sir.
hope to see you in the future that you will become one of the best teacher in DepEd probably, or even in the university.
Ambot lang.
Oo, sige. It's a
Kambot lang.
challenge. Oo. Oh, na si Salor magkuan sa imo ha, mag-support sa imo ha.
Ah, sir,
Sige.
kay kabaryo rami.
Oo, kabaryo na dai mo, sige. Sige.
Oo.
Taga-diin man dai mo, Salor taga-diin man dai mo.
Mad-
If you don't mind.
Madao kawayan, sir.
Madao.
Okay, madaw. Mas maayo no kay kusog ang signal diha sa inyo. Ganina lagi ko nakabantay sa inyo ha
Cancer.
nga. Yes.
Wi-Fi.
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 Okay, murag somehow
Wala
kamo
eh.
murag kusog-kusog yung signal kay taas-taas man pud ang lugar diha. It's very good. Kamo ra gyud naka-survive.
Kakayanin
I
daw, sir, para sa
oh,
future.
we should try to help each other. Kung namoy mga problema, my dear students, tell your classmates. I can entertain ako ma-entertain ako 7 to 9 o'clock sa gabi. Kutob ko 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock up, probably I can entertain you the next day na gyud. Pero if you have some questions sa tong lesson, mga 7 to 9 o'clock sa gabi, free ko ana. I'll give even school 8 to 5. Kung nakay pangutanas ako, i-text lang, i-send sa email, kay para matabangan ti ka, I can give assistance to you. Usaon, labi na, sir, usaon man paghimog course outcome? Usaon man pagsuwat ingana? Na may mga ana mga questions. So, pag-text, pag-chat, pag-email, aron we can communicate and I can help you directly. Ayaw problema si teacher nga kanang imong problema, pero ayaw na pod ina nga diha dayon. Siguro mga usay na magoy time nga nagtrabaho mi, nya paghuman ana pa mi maka-reply sa inyo ha. So, kung gabi pwede ko 7 to 9 o'clock sa gabi pwede mo mag-chat sa kuha so that I can help you, I can give you assistance. I can give you special tutors. Maghimo kog Zoom. Pwede ko maka-Zoom sa inyo ha. Nga mga 4 students, 3 students, pwede kaayo. If you request, sir, pwede ka mag-Zoom, sir, sa kuha, sir, para ma-test na ko akong ngani. Then, make a request siguro mga 3 or 4 ka estudyante. Pwede na. Okay? Okay?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sige. And I think we have to rest because murag nahuman na sa dang adlaw karon. Then thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you have learned something, and I think with all those ideas ganina, you have to really go back and try to replay this video. I will post it today so that you will be guided. Have a good day and thank you.
Thank you,
That's
said
all.
sir.
Oh, pictures
See
na
you
to.
later.
At least,
Goodbye, sir.
yeah, pictures na to. Wait, kaya itong smile sa mo. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. That's it. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, said sir.